Welcome to Module 4, Part 4. In this part, I will review the transcription of the affricate, liquid, and glide consonants, and will show you how to recognize them on the mid-sagittal section figures. The affricate consonants in English are the ch sound like the first sound in chop, and the j sound like the first sound in joke. As noted earlier, the affricate consonants are produced by combining the features of stop consonants and fricative consonants. The articulation of the affricate consonants begins similarly to that of the alveolar stops, but with the tongue constriction a bit farther back, as the tongue body is also raised somewhat. However, when the stop is released, it is not released abruptly like for the stop consonants. Instead, it is released gradually so that the tongue body stays close enough to the place of constriction to cause turbulent airflow for a period of time following the release of the stop. Therefore, affricate consonants are said to have a delayed release, and the burst of noise that is heard upon their release is longer and louder than what is heard on the release of the stop consonants. Notice that when stop plus fricative consonant clusters are found at the end of syllables in English, they are articulated in the same way as an affricate consonant, although with different places of articulation. For example, compare the articulation of the ch and j sounds to that of the final consonant clusters in the following words: laps, ribs, axe, bugs, cats, and words. These combinations of consonants make affricate consonants in other languages, but we don't consider these affricate-like sounds to be single phonemes in English, in part because they only occur in the coda of syllables and not in the onsets of syllables. For example, the ps in laps is articulated like an affricate, but no English words begin with ps. In words that are borrowed from other languages that do allow these affricates in the syllable onsets, we typically change the sound to just the fricative part, like in the words psychology and tsunami, both of which are produced with initial affricates in the languages they are borrowed from. Because the affricate consonants have a two-part articulation, they are represented by two panels in the mid-sagittal section figure. On the left part of the slide is the voiced palatal affricate, the j sound, and on the right is the voiceless palatal affricate, the ch sound. For each affricate consonant, the mid-sagittal section figure shows the closure or complete stoppage of airflow in the first panel, followed by the narrow constriction needed to create the turbulent airflow of the fricative following its release in the second panel. Notice that the location of the constriction is a bit farther back in the mouth towards the hard palate than for the alveolar fricatives. Also notice that the velum is raised, preventing airflow into the nasal cavity, so that sufficient air pressure is created within the oral cavity to create the turbulent airflow on the release of the affricate. Your lips may also be rounded when you produce the affricate consonants ch and j, as well as when you produce the palatal fricatives sh and zh. However, lip rounding is not essential to create these phonemes. Pause the recording here and complete exercise 5.4 before continuing. Check your answers in the back of the book to make sure that you understand.